Good morning. Praise Yahuah. Hallelujah. Yahuah. Shabbat Shalum. Sorry for butchering all the names and the soundings of text, by the way. This is Genesis 27. And it came to be when Yitzchak was old and his eyes were too dim to see, that he called Esau his elder son and said to him, My son. And he answered him, Here I am. And he said, See, now I am old. I do not know the day of my death. Now then, please take your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt wild game for me, and make me a tasty dish such as I love, and bring it to me to eat, in order that my being does Baruch you before I die. And Ribkah heard when Yitzchak spoke to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt wild game and to bring it. And Ribkah spoke to Yaakov her son, James her son, saying, See, I heard your father speak to Esau your brother, saying, Bring me wild game and make me a tasty dish to eat, and Baruch you in the presence of Yahuah before my death. And now, my son, listen to my voice according to what I command you. Please go to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats, and I make a tasty dish from them for your father, such as he loves, and you shall take it to your father, and he shall eat it, so that he might Baruch you before his death. Now, this is not stealing, because Esau sold his birthright for a bowl of soup. And Yaakov said to Ribkah his mother, See, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth-skinned man. What if my father touches me? Then I shall be like a deceiver in his eyes, and shall bring a curse on myself, and not a baruching. But his mother said to him, Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice, and go get them for me. And he went and fetched them, and brought them to his mother. And his mother made a tasty dish, such as his father loved. And Ribkah took the best garments of her elder son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them on Yaakov, her younger son. Remember, Yahuah said the younger would rule the elder. And she put the skins of the young goats on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck. Then she gave the tasty dish and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Yaakov. And he went to his father and said, My father. And he said, Here I am. Who are you, my son? And Yaakov said to his father, I am Esau. So he lied, but he didn't steal. And Yaakov said to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you said to me. Please rise, sit and eat of my wild game, so that your being might Baruch me. But Yitzchak said to his son, How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because Yahuah, your Eluah, brought it to me. Then Yitzchak said to Yaakov, Please come near, so that I feel you, my son, whether you truly are my son Esau or not. And Yaakov went near to Yitzchak his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is the voice of Yaakov, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he did not recognize him, for his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's hands, and he baruched him. And he said, Are you truly my son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and let me eat of my son's wild game, so that my being might Baruch you. So he brought it near to him, and he ate, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Yitzchak said to him, Please come near and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his garments, and baruched him, and said, See, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field which Yahuah has baruched. And Elohim and Yahuah give you of the dew of the heavens, of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let peoples serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master over your brothers, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be those cursing you. Cursed be those cursing you, Yasharel, and baruched be those baruching you, Yasharel. And it came to be, as soon as Yitzchak had finished baruching Yaakov, and Yaakov had hardly left the presence of Yitzchak his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he too had made a tasty dish, and brought it to his father, and said to his father, Let my father rise and eat of his son's wild game, so that your being might baruch me. And his father Yitzchak said to him, Who are you? And he said, I am your son, your firstborn Esau. Then Yitzchak trembled exceedingly and said, Who was it then who hunted wild game and brought it to me? And I ate all of it before you came, and I have baruched him. Yes, he is baruched. When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, Baruch me too, O my father. And he said, Your brother came with deceit and took your baruching, because Esau actually sold it to him, and his father didn't know. And Esau said, Was his name then called Yaakov? For he has caught me by the heel these 2 times. He took my birthright. He bought your birthright for a bowl of soup. And see, now he has taken my baruching, which again comes with the birthright, so he didn't take that either. It was given to him by you. And he said, Have you not reserved a baruching for me? Sorry, my finger's in the corner there. Then Yitzchak answered and said to Esau, See, I have made him your master, and all his brothers I have given to him as servants, and I have sustained him with grain and wine. And what then shall I do for you, my son? And Esau said to his father, Have you only one baruching, my father? Baruch me too, O my father. Baruch me too, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Yitzchak his father answered and said to him, See, your dwelling is of the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heavens from above. And by your sword you are to live and serve your brother. And it shall be when you grow restless that you shall break his yoke from your neck. And Esau hated Yaakov because of the baruching with which his father baruched him. And Esau said in his heart, which he must have mumbled because somebody heard him, The days of mourning for my father draw near, then I am going to kill my brother Yaakov. And the words of Esau, her older son, were reported to Ribkah, and she went and called Yaakov, her younger son, and said to him, See, your brother Esau comforts himself concerning you to kill you. And now, my son, listen to my voice, and rise, flee to my brother Laban in Haran, and stay with him a few days until your brother's wrath turns away, which actually became like 14 plus years, until your brother's displeasure turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. I mean, again, what he did to himself, and stop hating you for what he did to himself. That's what really needs to happen. And I shall send and bring you from there. Why should I be bereaved of you both in one day? And Ribkah said to Yitzchak, I am disgusted with my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Yaakov takes a wife from the daughters of Heth, like these who are the daughters of the land, what is my life to me? Because he'll just turn around and become an idolater, going after the ways of the nations. And what does it also mean? Why should I be bereaved of you both in one day? Because murder was given the death sentence. So she would lose both her children. And that's Torah. Also, talking about the daughters of Heth, they were doing whatever they desired and not what Yahuah desires. And they were doing all the wicked things you're not supposed to do. And she didn't want her son to fall into that. So it'd be like, what is my life to me if you turn around and become like this when we're supposed to be like this? You know? Hallelujah, Yahuah. Shabbat Shalum.